Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video today we are having a look at a Street Fighter 2 hack. It's called Street Fighter 2 Prime. Now it's kind of based around Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, which is on Capcom CPS1, Capcom Play System 1, but it also has a lot of aspects from CPS2. So out of like the original Street Fighter games, I don't know which one this is a hack of. My kind of guess is it might be Hyper Street Fighter 15th Anniversary Edition, because that would potentially let you juggle stuff around. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not super important to me because I'm enjoying this hack the way the guys that hacked this ROM meant for us to play and enjoy, because that's what we're doing. We are enjoying stuff. Now all the footage that you're seeing here is captured on the MiSTer FPGA. If you want to get this up and running on your MiSTer FPGA, there'll be a couple of links in the description. One will be a GitHub link where you can get an MRA file that a friend put together for me. If you grab the MRA file and you add it to your MiSTer folder, so what I've done is I've created another folder on my MiSTer in the _arcade folder, and I've made another folder in that folder called _my hacks, and that's where I put like my hacks or different games in there, right? Like my personal one. So I've added the MRA file that's available on GitHub in that folder. So when I go over to my MiSTer, all I do is I go over to arcade and I see a folder in there called My Hacks, and I will find this game in there. You also need to add the ROM. So there'll be a second link in the description to another video on YouTube. It's a channel where I actually found out about this game. And in the comments, it's got a link to how you can get this hack running. So you need to add that hack into your MiSTer into the games. And within games, you've got a folder called MAME. You need to add it into there. It's pretty much the same thing that we do to get everything running. I know we use update tools, so we may not know the manual process, but let's talk a little bit about this. So this looks like CPS1. It looks like Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, and that's what it plays and feels like. But the aspects that it has from other games or other Street Fighter games like the CPS2 ones, well, straight away you're going to notice you can pick Akuma, right? That's just absolutely badass. Now, I remember back when I was in the arcade, and if you're a regular on my channel, you know I speak about characters I met in the arcade, and it was these two funny characters, man. One was called, like, I can't remember his name. He just used to go around going, yeah buddy, yeah buddy. And there was another guy that always had a Superman toy with him but could never say Superman, so he used to go around going, Superman, Superman. These two guys, I remember when I used to play, so there was a chip shop near us and it still had Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition there. And these guys used to say to me, this is after CPS2 was out and we knew about Akuma, they used to say, pick Akuma, pick Akuma. And I was used to tell them, look, yeah buddy and Superman, guys, like, you can't pick Akuma in Champion Edition. He's only in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is a CPS2 game, and it's not available. But they were like, pick Akuma, pick Akuma. Now, I'm just guessing that they were years ahead, or if they weren't, well, their wishes come true. You can actually pick Akuma, but that's not it. This just has so many changes in there. So it's got different modes that you can pick. So if you go into the menu, you can pick a whole bunch of different options of different game modes, right? So you've got some universal things that apply to all games. Then you've got Prime mode, then you've got Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition mode, and then you've got Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting mode. So this is what makes me think it's a CPS1 hack, but then I see like Akuma, who's from CPS2. So honestly, I don't know which one it actually hacks. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments, but what you have in all modes is obviously you have versus modes, and you can always select the character in there. You're not locked to the winning character. You've got random backgrounds in PvP. That's fun, right? So you're not stuck on one background. It shows the stun points up on the screen as well. And then the last two digits of the score mark victories in PvP. You've got easy tap moves. I didn't quite work out how to do that. I was doing my moves the normal way. The normal way I always do. I'm not using any shortcuts. So it has voices from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, as well as new fire hit animations. And if you know Street Fighter and you know it well, all of a sudden, like, some of the fire animations will look different to you. Spinning bird kick now passes through projectiles, so that's very handy. And then boxer's turn punch, just hold hard punch or hard kick in all three modes. So you don't have to hold all three buttons down, you only need to hold one button down. And Akuma is on there, he's selectable. So you go left from Ken or right from Dictator. I like using like Dictator, Boxer and Claw because there's conflicting names. I kind of prefer using the Japanese names, but hey, in the Europe we knew them as different, so that term just kind of sticks. So in the prime mode of the game, you've got lower damage, you've got more stun points, charge moves take a little bit less time, the possibility of getting out of grabs by holding up and spending half of the stun points. So tech as in what you had in Super Street Fighter 2, and it works really, really well. The hurricane kicks from Ken, Ryu, Akuma pass through projectiles. There's introductions as well at the first round. It's really interesting. Like Blanca does like a little spinny thing there. And what I really like is, so what was interesting, so if you know, Chun-Li got her first fireball in Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, and it was a command move. You had to do half a circle with punch, and she done this fireball. That fireball went all the way across the screen, just like Ryu and Ken's one, where if you started jumping back, the fireball would keep traveling. In Super Street Fighter and Super Street Fighter 2, that fireball turned into a charge fireball instead of a motion fireball, and it was limited. It went like 3/4 of the screen. So if you're all the way at the other end of the screen, it wouldn't get your character. What's really interesting here now, you still do the fireball like you do in Hyper Fighting, half a circle and one of the punch buttons. The fireball comes out, it looks like the Super Street Fighter and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Fireball. However, it goes all the way down the screen, and you can do it with a motion, so there's no charge time or anything there. The stuff that you've got in Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition is you've got some moves, or the new moves disabled, and you've got the start colors in there as well. And there's a few aesthetic changes from the Prime version. In the Hyper Fighting version, you've just got a few aesthetic changes. But guys, this is really, really good. If you're a fan of Street Fighter, definitely check this out. It feels like an old game. One of my favorite games got updated, and we're not doing it with like a 500 gig day one patch. This is just fun. So remember, there's an MRA file in the description of the video, or a link to an MRA file that you'll need to get this on your MiSTer. I explained at the beginning how you get that done. I haven't tried it out on the Analogue Pocket yet, but naturally there is a tool that lets you convert like MAME zips or MAME games using an MRA file into a ROM that works on the Analogue Pocket. Let me know if you're interested in that, so maybe later on I can get my friend to kind of sort that out, so you've got all the prerequisites and you may just need to get the ROM yourself. This may add up on the updaters at some point, but I thought it was something I wanted to try, and yeah, I tried it on the MiSTer. But honestly, it's really, really good. And just some fun facts about Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. It was so popular in the arcades that some operators actually reported earning higher than the original Street Fighter 2, despite being an upgrade. And this is what led to all the other iterations we got. Street Fighter 2 was so popular, Champion Edition was even more popular in the vast majority of places, because hey, you could pick the 4 bosses. But this is amazing, man. And got to give a big shout out to Buddy and Suverman, because I felt like they were light years ahead of their time with the predictions that they made. But that's it for this video, guys. A big shout out to the guys that put this together. So honestly, this stuff it's just amazing. You have to check this out for yourself. Absolutely amazing. So love seeing these fan games. So if you do enjoy this kind of stuff, guys, consider subscribing to the channel. But yeah, Street Fighter is something that's close to my heart, so yeah, I wanted to do this video. Anyway, be absolutely awesome to one another, guys. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.